Welcome to the Mystic Millionaire podcast, where wealth is energy, success is a mindset, and abundance is your birthright. I am Danielle Amos, your host and mentor, here to help you unlock prosperity, embody confidence, and manifest a life you love. Take a breath, align with your truth, and let's manifest millions. On today's show, I'd like to talk about the truth that you have all of the resources within to rise, no matter the circumstances. So on the first few episodes of The Mystic Millionaire, I shared my journey and about how this podcast has been relaunched. We've had a guest, and now I'm back to share with you a little bit more about my journey. You may notice that my throat is a little raspy. The podcast was launched not long ago, and as the podcast launched, the week of the podcast launch, I lost my voice. And trust me, I fully understand that this is an energetic upgrade and that there's no coincidence. There's no coincidences ever, by the way. So if you experience something in your life or a synchronicity and it feels like a coincidence, no, it's not. It's all divine. Everything is divinely orchestrated. Everything happens according to the universal laws, which is why it's so important to understand the universal laws. So no coincidence that I lost my voice just days before the podcast. This podcast that you're listening to got relaunched. And during meditation, the message I received was, Danielle, the old you, your old message, the way that you have been operating in the world and showing up, you've got to die. You've got to let her go. And it was almost like, we're going to silence you. The universe was saying, like, I'm going to silence you until you speak the truth. The truth about this next level, your new understanding as you bring more spirituality, as I brought more spirituality, more mysticism into my life, and how we are spiritual beings and we can be spiritual and mystical and attract millions. And in fact, I believe in the new earth, the new way. It's the only way to build sustainable wealth and a life truly of abundance where you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And you're not sacrificing your time, your family. You literally have it all because you understand what and who you are as a spiritual being, an infinite soul that can literally manifest and is manifesting the 3D experience that you are experiencing at any given time. So, saying that, my voice is still a little raspy as I step into this truth, the next level version of me. And here's the thing, you'll always, I promise, see me, Danielle Amos, upgrading, up-leveling. You will see me. If you walk in my world alongside me, you will notice that I walk my talk, that I am a product of the teachings, that I am here right with you. I have not arrived. I am committed to growth and evolution over this lifetime and beyond. So here we are with the podcast launch and this episode for you to let you know that you have everything within for your next level. And it will take something. I do believe that there is a way in which humans can create their reality with sunshine and rainbows all the time. I do believe that. And at the same time, in our paradigm that many of us are living in, there is a belief that through the obstacles or opportunities, like I call them, that's where the most amount of growth happens. And so because growth is a big part of why you're here, growth and evolution, then we'll attract opportunities in which you are asked, requested, forced to grow through. Until the belief changes that we can upgrade and grow by in the sunshines and rainbows through a conscious commitment to growth, I believe, for myself anyway, that I will continue to attract obstacles or opportunities to grow through. So this is something that I'm personally contemplating myself right now. And in my current level of awareness is like, how can I be consciously getting better each day in this beautiful life where there are sunshine and rainbows every day, so that my higher self doesn't feel required to bring obstacles or opportunities in my path in order for me to grow because of my commitment to my next level self. So saying that, you have the tools to rise every single time. I promise you, you wouldn't be given an opportunity to rise if you didn't have within, core of who you are within, already these abilities ready to be birthed, these talents ready to come to the surface. You wouldn't be given the life circumstance if you couldn't handle it. God wouldn't do that. That's not a thing. So everything that you are experiencing is absolutely for you, and you have all that you need within. Nothing outside of you is necessary. Now, saying that, I'm a big fan of getting support. I have an incredible support system around me in this season of my life. I've got a team, I've got healers, coaches, marketing experts, lawyer, accountants. Like, I have a team, I'm well supported. And that's a choice that I make because I don't believe that we're here to do it on our own, that we are much better together. And that's true for all of your team, like I just explained, but also we're better together as a community here in the Mystic Millionaire podcast. So thank you for being part of my community. And thank you for literally the hundreds of messages that we received just last week since the podcast was launched. Thank you. It means the world to me that this is resonating. So continue to send them to me. The best place is Instagram. It's me in my account. Send me messages, tag me, share this podcast, and help me get the word out, because I believe the time is now for others to stand in their truth and their power and take responsibility for the life that they are living. They don't have to settle. Instead, you can create a life that you love, committed to next level growth, evolution. So, like I said, support systems are very important. Community is very important. You know, science has proved that you become like the group that you hang around. So be mindful of that. Who do you speak to most often in the day? And do they believe in these concepts? Do they understand universal laws? If not, that's okay. Perhaps bring in then a group that can help fill your mind with truth, and truth with a capital T. And what I mean by that is truth about how the world operates, how Earth in this 3D realm operates. There's universal laws, and when you live in harmony with these universal laws, life happens with ease and grace and for you, and you'll notice that it becomes way more prosperous and fun. And just because perhaps yesterday or last week or last year, you weren't aware of the universal laws, or perhaps you are on some level. Just because perhaps you're not yet living in harmony with them doesn't mean that the laws aren't impacting you. Think about it. The law of gravity is a physical law in this 3D world. And if you weren't aware of the law of gravity, it still impacts you. If you were to walk off the edge of a building, you would still fall to the ground and it would impact your life. The laws don't play favorites, and the universal laws are the same. So just because you're not aware of the law of vibration doesn't mean that you aren't attracting at the level in which you are vibrating or your frequency. You are. And you cannot turn it off, and you cannot fake it. And saying that, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. So trust in that when you are ready to have a higher level of understanding and consciousness, the right book will fall on your lap. The right mentor will be in your ears through a podcast like this, or a masterclass, or you'll overhear a conversation that resonates, or a post on Instagram. There are no coincidences. When you're ready, when you are your higher self intrigues you and you're open to your next level, the tools will be there to help you unfold and develop the skills, the consciousness, the understanding within. And then that's how we grow, and it continues over lifetimes. So I want to talk about a tool that I've been using in my own life to handle the situations that have the circumstances, situations, and opportunities that I've been attracting into my life to make sure I'm living in harmony with the universal laws. So one of the universal laws that I mentioned is the law of vibration. And this is directly linked to the law of attraction. You cannot turn off the law of vibration. It's the primary law, and it states that everything vibrates, nothing rests. Everything in this world is vibrating. And although the chair looks solid, it is really just a bunch of molecules vibrating slowly so that it's dense and the chair appears solid. But it's not actually solid. It's just our perception that has it be solid, and it's really actually vibrating. And we attract into our life based on how we as humans are vibrating. And so how do you know what your frequency is or how you're vibrating? Well, there's a very easy way. We've given the word, we describe the way we're vibrating using feelings. And so we give feelings a word, and that word describes the frequency in which our body is in. And so how it works is there's energy all around, infinite intelligence, God stuff. And this energy is constantly moving to and through our body. And it's neutral. And when it moves into our body, it's our thinking that gives this energy either a positive vibration or a negative vibration. And that thinking then leads to our feelings. And the feeling, we can say, okay, I'm feeling good or I'm feeling bad. Just keep it very black and white. And then that will tell you how your body is vibrating. Your whole entire body is vibrating at that level. So if I'm feeling grateful, I'm in a very high vibration. If I am in fear, that's a very low, dense vibration. And so if I hold that feeling in my body and I get emotionally involved with thoughts that bring me fear, and I hold those thoughts in my body, the longer I hold those thoughts, the stronger my level of attraction comes, and the more likelihood I'm going to attract something into my life that will give me more fear. So like attracts like, and vice versa. When I'm in gratitude and a feeling of unconditional love, that's a high level of vibration, and I can think a thought that brings that, and I get emotionally involved with that thought, and I hold it, and I hold it in my mind, and I get emotionally involved with that picture. And as I do, it moves into my subconscious mind, and my whole body moves into that state of gratitude and unconditional love. And in that moment, I start attracting things to be more grateful for on the same level. So this is super important to understand. Now, when a circumstance comes into our life that we don't quite prefer, our paradigm or our programming would have us react to that situation, and it can very easily change our vibration because the situation happens and we can think thoughts, get emotionally involved with those thoughts, and it's not what we prefer, so it would be most likely negative. And instead, what you want to learn to do is to become conscious and notice what vibration you're in. And how you do that is feelings. Your feelings are your guidance system. And this is something that Abraham Hicks teaches us. Use your feelings as your guidance system. And so when you notice you feel off, then do something about it. And there's an acronym that I learned from one of my mentors, Gina from Greatness U, and she uses SNAP: stop, notice, adjust, and proceed. And so when I am in a negative vibration, I stop and I notice, and then I adjust my perception, I adjust my mindset, I adjust, and for me, I use a trick to see things now from God's eye view or my goal achieved point of view. And we'll go into this in future episodes. And if you're in my World in the Mystic Millionaire method, you know that this is a huge part of what we study in Thinking into Results Lesson 5. It's staying in control no matter what your circumstances are. And so you adjust and you use your tools to adjust the way that you're viewing the situation or the circumstance that has come into your life. You don't just let it take you out. Now, you might for a moment, let me tell you, like, we're human, and you might have a freak out, but the circumstance that you have manifested is temporary, and it's not true. And you can change your experience like that, but you've got to respond and not react. And so then you adjust, and then you proceed with this new perception of the situation, this new perception from truth. And so if this resonates with you, I'd like you to try this on and really practice it. And if you're super curious about how we go deeper into this, then I encourage you to reach out to your success ambassador. There'll be a link in the show notes, and let's have a conversation. Because if you find yourself constantly being taken out by life situations, then you are literally a plaything for the universe, and you're going to notice like there's a lot of turmoil. Now, I'm in a season of change, so I'm dealing with change. It's not like things won't happen until we believe that it can be sunshine and rainbows all the time. I'm also here for it. I've declared who I am and the purpose that and what I'm up to. So I understand that I'm going to grow quickly and be requested to be in alignment a lot and be in my conscious mind a lot and be willing to consciously adapt and grow a lot. That's my purpose. As part of my purpose to help you see that there's no need to settle with life gave us, and that you are a conscious creator. So I understand my work. I understand my mission. I'm here for it. If this resonates, I want you to book a call with your success ambassador, and let's talk to you about getting you in control and mastering your mindset so that you can literally do and have anything that you desire. Also, understanding universal laws, as well as upgrading your self-image and your identity, meaning that you truly know who and what you are in this life. So without that, you're limiting yourself. You are a limitless soul. You are constantly creating your life, and that there's nothing outside you that has not been created or brought forward in this 3D experience through your consciousness. So take responsibility for it and learn this. So I trust that this podcast was exactly what you needed to hear today. I'd love to hear from you, your feedback. This new wave of the podcast, mysticism and money. I'm committed to having you know who you are. Spiritual being in this human body. Understanding the truth that you are an extension of Source, of God. And that you came here to co-create a life that you love. Whether that's millions, plus the home, the homes up, the fancy cars, the relationships, the love, the body that you love. It's not this or that. You get to have it all. Well, thank you for being here. Continue to enjoy these podcasts. And if you are a subscriber, notice that we have plus episodes and behind the scenes. And I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.